I'm Mike Sullivan, and today we'll have a few tips for you to help you hit a fairway wood from the tee. Okay, so I'm working on hitting my fairway wood from a tee, and what I want to do is, I would say there are two big important things here. Number one is you've got to practice on the range using your fairway wood off the tee if you want it to be reliable for you on the golf course. So here's the situation that we face. Most of the time, especially with these big, beautiful driver heads that we have, we love hitting driver. And so every time we get a fairly open fairway, we hit driver, we come to the range, we work on our driver, and we feel pretty confident hitting our driver. Then you get on the golf course and you get into a situation where maybe your driver isn't working that day, or maybe you're just on a hole where it's tighter and you have to play a shot with a higher percentage to hit it down the middle, and then you pull out your fairway wood, a club you don't hit nearly as often. So number one thing, please, please, please spend a lot of time practicing with your fairway wood from a tee. So that should sound obvious, but it's amazing how many people just don't want to do it. Once you're in the mode of understanding and committing that you're going to practice off a tee, here's what I want you to do to help you be able to have success on the golf course. I'm going to first show you the first mistake that I see people make when they get on the golf course and they decide to tee off with, say, a 3-wood here. What I see them do is I see them put the ball on a tee and they tee it up way too high. Okay, so this fairway wood, I'm going to go ahead and just walk up a little bit closer to the camera, show you this club face here really quick, so we're going to get the focus ready here. So this fairway wood, and you can see here this is a 15-degree fairway wood. Is that in focus yet? Can we see that 15-degree fairway wood? Okay, so we have a 15-degree fairway wood. Look at how shallow this club face is. So this club is designed to strike the ball off of a tight lie, off of a fairway, most of the time. So when we tee the ball up, we don't want to tee the ball way up here. Just imagine if I'm going to actually make contact with the ball teed up like this, I'm going to have to make some sort of compensation by golf swing just to hit the club face. So a really good golf swing in this relationship with the ball is not going to, a good swing isn't going to hit a good shot. So you've got to make kind of a bad swing to hit a shot that way. So we're going to tee the ball up really, really low to the ground. Okay. We're not going to have it way up like this. We're going to tee that ball a lot lower. We're just going to give ourselves a really good lie. You know what I might even do? I might even tee it up maybe a 1/4 of an inch above what a really nice lie would be. Okay. The next thing we're going to do is I'm going to make sure I check my ball position. The longer the club is, the farther forward in our stance we want that ball to be positioned. So remember, this is not your driver. This is not as long as your driver. This is a little shorter club. This is also a club that's really designed not to hit up on the ball nearly so much. So we've got to play the ball not as far forward with our driver. I'm being very careful to say not as far forward as opposed to saying the word back. It seems like once we say back in your stance, people hear it as though they're supposed to play the ball back here. That's not what we want. I want it to be forward of center, but I want it to be, you know, inside of, you know, the end of the logo on my shirt. I'm looking down here between my feet and I can see that this alignment stick is maybe 70% of the way towards my left foot. Okay, so I've got it teed nice and low, just a really good lie, and I'm playing the ball position forward in my stance, yes, but not nearly as far forward as I would play my driver. And now I'm just going to practice and get the feel for how this feels. I've already picked my target out before, so we're going to give this a swing, see what happens. Okay, so that was you can't see the ball play, but that was a perfect example of a really good tee shot with a fairway wood. It was not perfect, had a little bit of a cut to it, but because I used more loft with a 3-wood, I was able to hit a shot that it would have stayed in the fairway. As I continue practicing, I can experiment a little bit. So that ball cut a little bit to the right on me. So what I might do now is I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna play this just like a half a ball further back in my stance than last time. So I'm gonna play it a little bit further back in my stance than last time and see if this cuts down on that little fade type action. Oh, that was much better. So that one worked out. That's a slight draw. So the big things are, 1, practice a lot. 2, tee the ball nice and low. And then 3, experiment a little bit with a perfect ball position so you can start to rely on that ball flight you're going to get on the golf course. Obviously, the better that you are as far as your skills go, the easier it is to dial it in. But just remember, if you can get comfortable with your 3-wood, your good shots will be really good, but your not so good shots will be much better than teeing off with the driver.